All right, everyone, and welcome. Now, by looking at this, you can see the stats here on the screen. And basically, if you haven't shown the scores and you were asked who the winner was of this game by basically looking at the stats, most would have said Newcastle or maybe possibly a draw. Most would have said Newcastle based on the stats they had. So if you ask me, I won this game. It's basically simple. We just played around football. Nothing special, nothing simple. A typical traditional 4-4-2. Just going straight genocide football, whereby it's basically survivor. Go for the 1 point, but if you can get a 3 point, fine. But basically, don't lose the game. That was what we went for. Where we won by 2 goals to 1. As you can see, it starts. And basically, that's what we've been using since the beginning of the season in this save, where I did some sample size of this is 1, 2, 3, this 5 games in against Everton. Actually, we won by 3 goals to 1, where we had everything possession wise. So I don't know if the manager was using around football like me myself, but was more around than myself, which is David Moyes, which I have a soft spot for. And I guess Arsenal we had similar stats but lower possession, but they end up winning us based on they were more prolific than ourselves. And okay, against Fulham, as you can see, we still had same results with the stat wise they were more superior, but we won by 2 goals to 1. And okay, so that's that. And I actually used this on my Man United save, and which I will put it on the screen there, where I had against Arsenal, where I won by 2 goals to 1, but stat wise, Arsenal were more superior in every way angle. So that's that. So let's go to our formation. And before we do that, please like, subscribe. Just basically subscribe, because if you can do that, you're basically helping me and pushing this channel further. And I really appreciate. God bless. And yeah, let's go straight to the video. Okay. So for our team shape, we actually went for a 4-4-2 in possession. Let's go for both. Team shape in possession went for a 4-4-2. Out of possession went for a 4-4-2. So basically our traditional 4-4-2, how football was meant to be from the very start. Okay, so for our player roles, we went for our goalkeeper went for a ball playing goalkeeper. Actually, this actually affected me against Arsenal, because my keeper was trying to build from the back and ended up passing straight at the Arsenal players 2 times where they scored. That's what made it 4-1. So basically, our two defenders, because we needed something more aggressive when in possession, we went for a ball playing center back, because we won't be having more of the chance. So we needed players to take initiatives. We went for 2 ball playing center backs. For our fullbacks, went for a flat fullback. For our 2 midfielders, which is defensive midfielder, went for 1 deep line playmaker and 1 box-to-box playmaker. Therefore, our 2 wingers or flank players went for 2 wingers. Then for our 2 strikers, we went for 1 as a deep line playmaker. Deep line. I think there should be a deep line forward, yes, and a channel forward. They said this is a high energy role. It looks to constantly be a turn in the opposition sides, defender side, regularly making supporting roles in the channels for their team. So you can see his position. You can see his positioning on the screen when you take a good look at it. So that's his role. Okay, so that's that with that. So let's go for out of possession. Still a basic 4-4-2 with one traditional goalkeeper. I actually wanted to go for a line holding keeper, but decided to go for a typical goalkeeper. Nothing special. Our 2 center backs, we went for one as a center back and one as a covering center back. The reason I did this was initially I went for 2 center backs, but I found out that against Arsenal they were cutting us through. Like, how will I even put it? They were actually making lots of forward runs behind, whereby they pass from the flank area to this side, like from the flank to somewhere here, and then my defenders were actually either back far behind, or they dropped too deep behind. So I decided to go for 1 covering center back and 1 center back. So that's just it. You have to balance it. You not have one person in each position a little bit higher and a little bit lower. So for our two fullbacks, we went for still a fullback. Our two defensive midfielders went for two defensive midfielders, nothing special. Our two wingers went for two wide midfielders. Then for our one of our deep line forward actually came down as a tracking attacking midfielder because we needed him to support the midfield in defending. And then our striker turned to an central outlet center forward because we needed someone to be high as possible and not track back, and instead stay as high and create counter-attacking opportunities or make himself available for counter-attacking opportunities. Okay, so that's that. So for our player roles, we're done with the player position. So for player instruction, our two strikers actually we decided to go sorry about that. You click on the player sheet, you have in possession and out of possession instruction. So for our player, went for out of possession, marking style went for mark tighter and tackle harder because we needed them to be more physical. You do the same for both your deep line playmaker, deep line forward. You go to the out of possession, mark tighter, tackle harder. Then for your two wingers, this is where it becomes tricky because actually my team attacking with team instruction is actually as a attacking width is narrower actually, but because against Arsenal we actually went for a stay wider doing attacking, doing while in possession we went for stay wider. So I found out that whenever we lost the ball, it was easier for us now to pass through our defense before they actually regroup. So I decided to play narrower, but then gave player instructions to both my wingers to doing it while in possession they should stay wider in order to create that attacking width that we've lost by setting the team instruction to narrower. So you can see the two wingers, I believe, who I gave stay wider. Out of possession went for still mark tighter and tackle harder for both of them. For our two midfielders, went for the same out of possession, mark tighter, tackle harder. Our fullbacks, same thing, out of possession, mark tighter, tackle harder. Our two defenders, same thing, mark tighter, tackle harder. Okay, so that is it for player instructions and player rules. Now for mentality, our mentality is basically balanced, nothing special, nothing too cautious or attacking, just balance. Okay, so that's it. So now for the team visualizer, you can see how the team looks like in attack. In attack, basically, we are attacking with 8 players. So it's not like the formation is actually that around. It's still around, but attacking wise, when we are comfortable with the ball, we go extreme. So that's just it. Especially during counter attacking opportunities, you can see we basically have like 8 players. Okay, so out of possession, you can see how the team shape looks like. We're basically a 4-5-1 out of possession. Okay, so defensive wise, we look around. Okay, so that's that. So now, okay, now for team instructions. So in possession, you can see our passing directness is standard. Tempo higher. Attacking width, you can see what I explained why I gave my midfielders, my two wingers, a stay wider in possession. Players instruction. So for team instruction, attacking width is narrower. Attacking transition, counter attack, creative freedom, more expressive. Time wasting, this is an in-game instruction because most times when I get to the 80th minute or some 5 minutes and I'm leading by a goal or two, I go for the waste more time. But for this, we left that standard. Play for set piece, we kept ball in play. And okay, that's for in possession. Okay, for build up, we play through press. Goal kick, we went for mix. Goalkeeper distribution went to center back. Supporting line, supporting runs went for overlap both flanks. Underlap, balance. For dribbling, went for encourage because we needed our wingers to actually take initiative. progress through went for both flanks. Pass reception went for play pass into space, because we needed much, especially against teams that play a very high line like Arsenal, Tottenham's, and your top teams, top tier teams went for pass into space so that we can actually take advantage of their high lines. Patience went for standard. That is doing how do you want your team to build up, went for standard. Shoot from distance went for balance. Crossing style went for mix. Now for out of possession, you can see line of engagement went for the low block, because basically it's around football. Defensive style went for lower, around football, nothing special. Defensive line behavior went for step up more. The reason I went for this is to close the gap between the defenders and the midfielders. But I don't know if it's necessary for this, but I actually just made use of it. Trigger press, obviously it's a around football kind of this thing. We don't press, so it's less often. Defensive transition went for regroup. Tackling style, we went for get stuck in. Short goalkeeper distribution went for no. Pressing trap went for balance. Cross engagement went for balance. So basically that's just it for his Aram style of play, and that's all you have to see for this. So basically that's it, and see in the next video. Peace and love. Please if you make use of it, leave a comment in the section of how it went for you, because if you're using a bigger team, you get good results. Against with a smaller team, you still get results as well. But basically it's not that like you won't concede, you will concede, but your chances of winning and surviving it's more higher than if you play your typical pressing and attacking football. And please subscribe, and I really appreciate if you subscribe, because we'll be pushing this channel up and high. So peace and love. See you in the next video. Thanks. Much love.